Welcome to Paris, a city of elegance, history, and timeless charm. From iconic monuments to hidden corners, we invite you to experience the City of Light from above, where every landmark tells a story and every view feels like a memory. Our journey begins with the Eiffel Tower, Paris's most iconic landmark. Built for the 1889 World's Fair, it was once the tallest structure in the world. What started as a temporary exhibition became the symbol of a city, and a view millions still come to see. From every angle, it never feels quite the same. Across the Seine, the Trocadéro Gardens unfold, a grand axis of fountains, statues, and lawns created for the 1937 World's Fair. At their center, the Warsaw fountains shoot powerful jets into the air, perfectly aligned with the Eiffel Tower beyond. Above the gardens stands the Palais de Chaillot, with its wide, curved wings framing the Eiffel Tower. Built on the site of an earlier palace, it now houses museums and theaters, and offers one of the most iconic views in Paris. Next to it lies Place du Trocadéro, a spacious plaza built above the gardens. Named after a French military victory, it's now a lively public space, often filled with skaters, performers, and people just passing through. A short ride up the avenue leads to the Arc de Triomphe, commissioned by Napoleon to honor the French army. Beneath its massive arch lies the tomb of the unknown soldier, where an eternal flame burns in memory of the fallen. From the Arc, the Champs-Élysées stretches out in a perfect line, one of the most famous avenues in the world. Once royal hunting grounds, it became a symbol of Parisian life, lined with theaters, cafes, and grand boutiques. Just off the Champs-Élysées stands the Grand Palais, a masterpiece of glass and steel built for the 1900 World's Fair. Its massive domed roof is one of the largest in Europe, and inside it hosts art exhibitions, fashion shows, and historic events under the light of the Paris sky. Spanning the Seine beside it is Pont Alexandre III, the most ornate bridge in Paris. Built for the 1900 World's Fair, it's lined with golden statues, winged horses, and Art Nouveau lamps, symbolizing the alliance between France and Russia. Continuing east, we arrive at Place de la Concorde, the largest square in Paris, and once its most infamous. During the Revolution, the guillotine stood here. Today, it's crowned by an ancient Egyptian obelisk and framed by fountains and grand architecture. Beyond the square, the Jardin des Tuileries stretches toward the Louvre, a formal garden first opened to the public in the 17th century. Once reserved for royalty, it's now a place for quiet walks, sculptures, and city views framed by trees. At the end of the garden stands the Louvre, once a royal palace, now the most visited museum in the world. Its galleries hold masterpieces like the Mona Lisa and the Venus de Milo. In the courtyard, the Louvre pyramid brings a striking contrast, a modern glass structure that's become a symbol in its own right. Now we're heading to Ile de la Cité, the ancient heart of Paris. Settled by the Parisi tribe and later shaped by the Romans, this island became the city's center of religion, law, and royal power. Standing at the heart of the island is Notre-Dame, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture begun in the 12th century. Its flying buttresses, rose windows, and twin towers have witnessed centuries of history. Even in restoration, it remains one of the most visited and beloved symbols of Paris. Just steps from Notre-Dame stands Sainte-Chapelle, a royal Gothic chapel built in the 13th century to house sacred relics. At the edge of the island, we find Pont Neuf, the oldest bridge in Paris. Built in the early 1600s, it was the first designed without houses, opening the river to views, light, and public life. Across from Notre Dame sits Shakespeare and Company, a legendary English-language bookstore. For decades, It's been a haven for writers, wanderers, and dreamers drawn to its quiet charm. Now we head uphill to the Panthéon, a neoclassical dome towering over the Latin Quarter. Originally built as a church, it became a secular monument honoring France's great minds. Inside lie the tombs of Voltaire, Rousseau, Marie Curie, and Victor Hugo. Our journey continues with the Luxembourg Gardens, a quiet escape in the heart of the left bank. Commissioned by Queen Marie de' Medici in the 17th century, the gardens surround the elegant Luxembourg Palace, now home to the French Senate. Next stop is Saint-Sulpice, the second largest church in Paris, known for its grand twin towers and soft filtered light. Inside, it holds murals by Delacroix and a historic astronomical gnomon used to track the sun. Rising from the southern skyline is Montparnasse Tower, Paris's only true skyscraper. Built in the 1970s, it was once controversial for its height, but today, its rooftop offers one of the most breathtaking views of the entire city. Our journey brings us to Les Invalides, a grand complex built by Louis XIV to house wounded soldiers. Beneath its golden dome lies the tomb of Napoleon Bonaparte, surrounded by museums and courtyards that echo the weight of French history. Facing the Seine in a former railway station stands the Musée d'Orsay, home to one of the world's greatest collections of Impressionist art. Inside, works by Monet, Van Gogh, and Degas capture the light and life of a changing world. Built to resemble a Roman temple, La Madeleine was commissioned by Napoleon as a monument to his army. Surrounded by 52 towering Corinthian columns, it later became a church, hosting funerals for icons like Chopin, and standing in bold contrast to the boulevards around it. Our next stop is Place Vendôme, Paris at its most refined. At its center stands the Vendôme column, cast from the cannons of Napoleon's victories, and surrounded by perfect symmetry, quiet power, and high luxury. In a close distance, we find the Opéra Garnier, one of the most iconic opera houses in the world. Commissioned during the reign of Napoleon III, it stuns with its marble staircases, gilded balconies, and a Chagall-painted ceiling floating above the stage. Just steps from the Louvre lies the Palais Royal, once a royal residence, now a haven of quiet arcades and sculpted gardens. It was here that revolutionaries once gathered, beneath the same colonnades that now frame the modern art of Buron's striped columns. A short walk brings us to the Centre Pompidou, a bold burst of color and steel in the heart of historic Paris. With its inside-out design, it houses Europe's largest collection of modern art, challenging tradition while celebrating creativity. Not far from the Pompidou rises the Hôtel de Ville, Paris's city hall and a masterpiece of neo-Renaissance architecture. Rebuilt after a fire in 1871, it remains the seat of city government and a stage for public life, protest, and celebration. Tucked into the Marais, Place des Vosges is the oldest planned square in Paris. Framed by red brick arcades and symmetrical rooftops, it once hosted royalty, and now invites quiet moments beneath its chestnut trees and soft fountains. Our journey continues with the Moulin Rouge, the birthplace of the can-can and a symbol of Parisian nightlife. Since 1889, its red windmill has welcomed artists, dancers, and dreamers into a world of velvet, feathers, and electric light. Just above the Moulin Rouge, the hill of Montmartre rises, a village within the city, once home to Picasso, Renoir, and Toulouse-Lautrec. Its cobbled streets and quiet cafes still carry the spirit of Bohemian Paris. At the summit of Montmartre, the Sacré-Cœur Basilica gleams in white stone. Built after the Franco-Prussian War, it was meant as a monument of national penance, and today offers one of the most serene views in all of Paris. In the suburb of Saint-Denis rises the Stade de France, the country's largest stadium, built for the 1998 World Cup. Home to the French national team, it has hosted finals of both the World Cup and Euro Cup, marking the stage for some of France's most unforgettable sporting moments. To the west, La Défense marks Paris's modern face. A skyline of glass towers built around the towering Grande Arch. Once farmland, it's now the city's business heart, aligned perfectly with the historic axis that links past to present. Our journey turns south to Roland Garros, one of tennis's 4 Grand Slam tournaments, and home to the legendary clay courts of the French Open. Since 1928, these grounds have tested champions with a surface that rewards patience, power, and precision under the Parisian sun. A short distance away, the Parc des Princes stands as the home of Paris Saint-Germain, the current European champions and France's most decorated club. Since 1974, PSG has made this stadium their fortress, where roaring crowds and iconic goals have shaped the modern legacy of French football. This is the final stop on our journey through Paris, a city of history, beauty, and unforgettable landmarks. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the tour and felt a little closer to the heart of the City of Light.